Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a 19th century literary masterpiece and asking a very 21st century question: how do you make it pop online? We're going to dig into how Victor Hugo's The Hunchback of Notre-Dame could be completely rebranded to grab your attention in the age of the click.
Okay, let's just dive right in with this. Imagine Victor Hugo didn't just write his book, but he had to get you to click on it, on YouTube. The title, the thumbnail, that's everything. So this one simple question: what if Victor Hugo needed a thumbnail? Frames our entire challenge. How do you translate a classic for today's audience?
And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the original title. It's historic, it's famous, but let's be honest, it's also just a name. Now look at the right. This modern version, it doesn't just name the story. It sells you an entire mood, an experience of darkness, intrigue, and beauty. Same book, totally different promise.
So how do we actually build these new promises? Well, let's break down our first strategy. This one builds a direct bridge straight to the reader's feelings. It's all about targeting the heart.
So check these out. These three titles are all aiming for one thing: a big, immediate emotional reaction. Just look at the words they're using: tragedy, fate, cruel, and, come on, heartbreaking. They are not being subtle, right? They're basically engineered to connect with that universal feeling of love and loss.
And this strategy has a name: emotional framing. What's so smart about it is that it's not really about the specific plot, about Quasimodo and Esmeralda. It's about tapping into the core human experiences that make their story so powerful: love, tragedy, isolation. It makes a novel that's almost 200 years old feel personal, like it could be about you, right now.
Take this one for example. It is incredibly direct. It doesn't just describe the book, it literally tells you exactly how you're gonna feel when you read it. It's not a suggestion, it's a promise of a serious emotional journey.
But what if you're not exactly looking for a good cry? All right, let's explore a totally different approach, one that appeals to our love for mystery, for mood, for atmosphere. This is all about the allure of the Gothic.
The vocabulary here is a complete 180. Suddenly we're seeing words like gothic, obsession, dark, sin, and shadows. These don't promise heartbreak, they promise intensity, suspense, and this kind of dark, cool sophistication.
So here's the crucial point about Gothic framing. It's not selling you a sad story. It's selling you an intense, mysterious experience. It frames the novel not as a personal tragedy, but as this thrilling dive into the darker side of human nature and of Paris itself.
This title is pure atmosphere. It doesn't even mention the characters. It's all about the setting and the themes. It's promising a journey into the compelling, morally complex, shadowy corners of a city. It's basically an invitation to get lost in the darkness.
Okay, so we've covered the heart and the darkness. Now for our third angle. This one kind of moves away from pure emotion or atmosphere and targets the intellect. It appeals to our desire for something timeless, something important. This is the classic literary approach. You can see right away how these titles lean on authority and analysis. They use words like classic and masterpiece, and they even name-drop Victor Hugo to signal just how culturally significant this is. The promise here isn't just a story, it's a piece of important art with a capital A.
In this strategy, let's call it academic framing. It works by giving you a sense of assurance. It's telling you, hey, this is important, this has stood the test of time, and you'll be smarter for having experienced it. It really appeals to our curiosity and our desire to understand great art.
And this title is just a perfect example of that promise for a deeper analysis. It's framed as a question. It doesn't just present the story, it invites you into a discussion about its enduring power. It's an invitation not just to read, but to really understand why the story still matters so much. So let's pull all three of these strategies together. When you see them laid out like this, it's super clear. The emotional strategy appeals to feeling, targeting the empath. The Gothic strategy appeals to atmosphere, for the thrill seeker. And the literary strategy, that appeals to the intellect, for the scholar. Three totally different doors into the exact same book.
So after looking at all these angles, what's the big takeaway? What have we really learned about the power of a title in our modern world?
The most important point is this: a title is not a neutral label. It's a filter. It is a promise. A heartbreaking story promises tears. Sin and Shadows promises suspense. Victor Hugo's masterpiece Explained promises insight. Each one sets up a completely different expectation for the exact same 940 pages.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. The strategies we've just talked about aren't just for classic books. They're used on every single thing you watch, read, and listen to. So the next time you're scrolling, pay attention. Ask yourself, what is this title promising me? And more importantly, which of those promises make you click?